Today I'm going to be reviewing this big study Bible here. This is the NIV study Bible, and this is the large print edition. So I know a lot of my audience here really enjoys large print Bibles, just like I do. So I thought I would get a copy of this and show you what it looks like and all the features available here. So before we jump into the Bible, this one is going to be the NIV, the New International Version. And it's going to have over 21,000 bottom of the page study notes with icons to make information easy to spot. It's going to have over 125 topical articles, 16 pages of full color maps, the comprehensive NIV concordance with nearly 4,800 word entries and a notes index to enable even deeper study. The 66 book introductions, you're going to get outlines along with 6 section introductions, in-text maps, charts, diagrams, and illustrations, words of Christ in red, 2 satin ribbon markers, the NIV comfort print typeface, and a 10.5 font size for the scripture. So study Bibles, it's hard to make them super big print because this is already a beast at 10.5, but that's a fairly decent size font for a study Bible. So this, let me see, what is the name of this cover here? This is the burgundy leather soft cover. So very nice. I like this design in the middle here. Spine's going to have NIV Study Bible. We're going to have NIV and Zondervan. We're going to get this nice perimeter stitching. And we're going to have gold page gilding. I just realized I never untucked my ribbon markers. So I have been using this for a little bit here, but I didn't untuck my ribbon markers. So I have a pink one, and I believe a reddish maroon, yeah, like kind of a maroon color here. Sorry about that, thought I did that already. So there's our ribbons. And I started using this one a little bit more in my study time as my daughter has been using the NIV more. She just recently got a children's Bible. It's in the NIV that she really likes. So I have a review of that coming soon. And I'll try to include her in that in some way because she was really excited about that Bible. So we were both using those two Bibles together here for a bit. So this is my presentation page. This is the presentation page. I guess it is mine since it's my Bible, but it's kind of a weird way to say that. Then we're going to have a quick start guide. Tribute to Dr. Kenneth L. Barker. Some other tributes. Kenneth L. Barker was the general editor. Going to have a table of contents. And then we're going to have a table of contents for all the articles, which as you can see, there's quite a few. I'm going to try to have my arm not shake while I'm doing this. This thing is a beast. It's very heavy. Definitely one that is nice to use at home. Because you could carry it with you if you want to, bulk up your muscles a little bit, but it's definitely a heavier Bible, which means it has a lot of features in, so I like that. This is the preface. Skip through that. Now, I didn't turn through like all of these pages here in the beginning, I don't think. They might stick a little, but it's not too bad. All right, this is an introduction to the NIV Study Bible. It tells you what these little symbols mean, but you're going to see those throughout in the notes. So the trowel points out references containing study notes that provide light from archaeology. The seedling calls attention to scripture references containing study notes that have practical principles for personal application. The character symbol occurs in front of scripture references containing study notes that provide descriptions and/or characterizations of a person or a people group. So just so you know what those mean when you see them, because they're all throughout the Bible, so you're going to need to know what those mean. It also talks about the different maps, charts, articles, cross-reference system, the indexes for the notes and maps, harmony of the Gospels. So just make sure you go through all that before you dive into this Bible so you know what's available. We're going to get acknowledgments and contributors. When your pages stick together like this, I just kind of gently put my hand and slide it down. You don't want to rip them apart, but just be a little gentle. They're not too hard to separate, though. I've definitely had much worse with some of my other Bibles. All right, this is abbreviations and transliterations, ancient texts relating to the Old Testament. Love all the color in this Bible. That's what initially drew me to wanting to pick this up. That and the large print, I thought would be a great combination here for my at-home study time. This is the Old Testament chronology. I'm going to try to go through all of these features in here while I'm also not taking like 2 hours to do so. Some of the pages are, like, as you can see, they're sticking a little bit. I have used this, but it's a big Bible, so I haven't turned every page. So we're going to have a little bit of sticking, which is no big deal. This is the 5 books of Moses, so it introduces us to those first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Gives us a little more information about those books. And then we're going to get into our book introduction for Genesis. So we're going to get a title, the author and date of writing. A quick look just gives you the author, audience, date, and theme. Theological theme and message, a timeline. And then we get a little article here, Genesis in its cultural setting. Talks about literary features in Genesis. Okay, and then this is an outline of the book of Genesis. So you can see, this is similar to the ESV Study Bible, the CSB Study Bible. There's a lot in here. I'll suffice that to say that. What is the meaning of the divine name Yahweh? And then we are finally going to get into the book of Genesis. So we have center column references, double column scripture, footnotes here, and then our study notes are at the bottom of the page. As you can see, scripture, notes. So there's a lot of notes in here. You're also going to see those little symbols throughout that I explained to you at the beginning. And we're going to get some articles throughout each part of each page as well. Not every page, but a good amount of them. This is the biblical account of creation. I like how the scripture and the study notes are separated by that bold navy blue line here. I mean, you can obviously tell because the study notes are a little bit of a smaller font. This is 10.5. I want to say this is like maybe a 9 for the notes down here or close to it. So you can definitely tell which is which, but I think it just makes it easier on the eye to have it separated like that. You can easily, tell the difference between the scripture and the study notes. Again, you can see those little symbols in the notes that are just breaking down the category for the specific notes. You're going to get maps. This is a table of nations. There's a lot in here. Definitely, if you love the NIV, you would definitely want this Bible, because this is in my opinion, I haven't seen any other Bibles in the NIV that's a better study Bible, study tool. Now, I will say, I shouldn't say it that way, because I do really love the Quest Study Bible, and I use that really often as well. This one goes a little deeper, though. The Quest, if I can speak, has question and answers for the study notes, which for me, I love that. But this one goes more in-depth. So let's say if you want a more in-depth study Bible in the NIV, this is the one you would want to go for. Personally, I would have both of them, but we all know how I am with having a lot of Bibles. Not everyone's like that. Not everyone is my brand of crazy, so we won't push that on anyone. This is a replica of the high priest breast piece. Again, you can see all these study notes at the bottom of the page. The chapter numbers and the headings are going to be in this navy blue color, which is nice. It breaks everything up a little bit. And I just love how, along with the study notes, there's a lot of color, a lot of different features and articles and things to just draw you into the Bible as you're reading. Full color images. Those are always nice to have. And maps. Oops, having some sticky pages there. There we go. Yeah, so I have, lots of sticky pages. I have the CSB Study Bible in large print, which I think that one's out of print currently. Now, I know the CSB Study Bible is obviously still available, but I think the large print one might currently be out of print. You can probably find it on eBay, maybe Christian Book. But I think it's similar. It's pretty similar to this one with the size of the font. It just would also come down to what translation you prefer as well, of course. I know the ESV Study Bible is also available in a large print. I do not have the large print for that one. I just have the regular size for that. But it's so nice that we have all these different options and different translations, and they're all really helpful, really useful tools in their own right. And I said before that the chapter numbers and the notes and scripture were separated with navy blue, but I forgot it changes color depending on what book you're in. So that's kind of cool also. All right, let's go ahead and go back into the New Testament here. You're going to see this is red letter. It's pretty well done. No issues there for me. Like I said, I do like black letter better, but if it's done well, it's not going to be something that's going to cause me not to purchase or read the Bible. All right, let's go ahead and jump to the back of the Bible here. Hopefully my arm's going to hold up through this, holding like this 5-pound Bible with one arm, but it's all right. It's working out pretty well so far. So I'm not going to separate that. The page just says study helps. You can see it through from the back of the page. We're going to have a table of weights and measures. Then we're going to get an index to notes. You can tell I read the scripture, but I didn't come back here to the front and back of the Bible a whole lot. We're still having some stickiness. All right, so let's go through that, and then let's make sure I didn't miss anything. I believe it's going to be the concordance then. That upper corner just really likes to stick on me, doesn't it? There we go. There's the concordance. Let's turn through this. Very extensive. Definitely be great for your study time. I think we're close to the end after the concordance, but let me just double check. I don't want to miss showing you anything. All right, here we are. We're going to get an index to the maps. And then I think, yep, that just takes us right back into the maps then. I won't go through all of those, but there's a couple more than I showed you there. And then we get to the end of the Bible, which I forgot to mention, it does have a very nice synthetic paste down liner. Okay, whew, I'm like out of breath after holding that up and showing you everything in there. But this is the NIV Study Bible in large print. It is also available in the regular font size, which I think is like a 9, and this is a 10.5 for the scripture, slightly smaller for the study notes, but a really great option, especially if you love the NIV, if you like your traditional study Bible with the study notes at the bottom of each page and some articles and maps and charts thrown in throughout, you know, nice size concordance at the end. This would be a really great option for you. Now, like I said, this one is pretty heavy, being that it's large print. So for me, it's going to be a Bible that stays at home for me to study from my desk or kitchen table at home. You could carry it with you, but it's pretty heavy. If you're looking for one that's a little more portable, you probably want to go with the regular size one. Or if you're looking for a large print NIV that you can take with you, I would recommend the NIV large print personal size, which I've reviewed before as well. That's a great one if you want to use this for study time at home, but you want an NIV on the go. That would be a great option for you there. So, again, this is the NIV Study Bible, large print edition from Zondervan, and Zondervan did provide a copy of this Bible in return for an honest review.